Peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? Hopefully, everybody is enjoying this Sunday, staying peaceful, positive, and productive. And hopefully, y'all got about an hour or so to tap in with me, add on to this build, man. Y'all see the subject matter for the day, man. I just want to touch on this briefly because I feel like an irresponsible statement was made by somebody that's in the limelight as far as the celebrity status goes, and how we need to be more mindful of the things we put into the atmosphere when we have that type of light surrounding us. But I'm gonna give y'all about 3 to 5 minutes, man, to tap in. Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Sunday, man. What's the word? Tony Peace, what's happening, man? How we living, how we feeling? Y'all see what the subject matter is, man. It was a few things that I was going back and forth with as far as what I should talk about, but I settled on this because I feel like this is important. Y'all already know when I feel like it's an attack on heterosexual black men, I gotta tap in and say something, man, because I feel like that's part of the. I don't feel like I know that that's part of the agenda. So anybody that throws that type of energy in our direction is purposefully done, to try to make us look bad or try to paint us in the worst light possible. So we tapped in. Magic, what's happening? Azaray, what's happening? Anais, peace, what's happening? MC, peace, what's happening? Ray, peace, what's happening, my brother? Hey, for sure. Come on now. Notifications better start acting right. TZ, peace, what's happening? SR, peace, what's happening? Man, TZ, I got introduced to her by like some people that I trained, some clients. They are fans of her, but I never had really like tapped into her. I might have came across her name or her feature on a track here and there, but I hadn't tapped into her individually, you know. Man, Tony et al. She give you could tell one of the influences I can tell for sure is like Nicki Minaj. She got that Nicki Minaj influence for sure. And one of her fans um made this comparison. She's like the female version of Tyler the Creator. So that should tell you that should let you know something right there if that comparison has been made. But I never like tapped into her music like that. But at the end of the day, I don't even care about the music she putting out. I care about this statement. I care about this statement. And the reason why I care about this statement, like everybody be like, oh, everybody can have their opinions and this, that, and the third. That may be true. But man, you got to be mindful, man. When you got, let me go tap in. Let me get an exact number here, man. Let me get an exact number so we can be right and exact instead of guessing out here, guesstimating. So when you go her Instagram, she got 4.5 million followers. When you make a statement like what she made, talking about straight black men, heterosexual black men are red flags, man, you got to understand 4.5 million followers on your Instagram. It's just on Instagram. It's probably reaching more. They're gonna tap into that, and you might have some young ladies that's following you that look up to you. We got hardcore fan bases. We can go back to the Beehive. We could go back to Nicki Minaj with the Barbies. This stuff turns into a cult following. So anything you say becomes law when you have this certain status attached to you. She is approaching that. If she's not already there, I really don't know. But it may be some young ladies that already view her words as law. So we got to be mindful when we make statements like that, when we got a certain status. That's irresponsible. I don't care what your experiences have been. You can't just be making statements like that, even if you joking or not, which I don't think she was joking at all. And I do know that she's bisexual and all of that type of jazz. Now, that part I do know. But you can't come out there. You just can't say that, man. That's irresponsible. That's ignorant, actually. That's ignorance. And anybody that's jumping up to defend her in that statement, you are just as ignorant. That's an ignorant statement. That's an ignorant statement. You don't red flag a straight black man, heterosexual black man. And she was like, number one, you're a man. It's like, come on, man, chill out, man. Like, we gotta chill. We gotta chill with these type of statements, man. We gotta chill with putting that type of energy in the atmosphere, man, because again, some young women somewhere are following you, and everything that you say is law, and that's going to impact how they view men. Simply because you said something. Somebody is going to take your statement as law, and they're going to place all straight men in a box because you said it. They haven't even experienced anything. They just heard Doechii say, oh, straight men, straight black men, or straight men in general, or red flags, whatever the case may be. And they're going to take that as law. And they're going to view all straight heterosexual black men as red flags before they even chop it up with them and get to know them. A new piece, what's happening? Lindell, peace, what's happening? Hey, Prime Prodigy, what's happening? Now I'm trying to I would say I couldn't believe it, but I actually can believe it. That's the world we live in. I actually can believe it. Terenzo, what's happening? You know, it's part of the agenda. What, she was out here winning some Grammys and whatnot. And then next thing you know, who she got to attack first? You know, she win the Grammy. Now she got to come after the black men, and the straight black men in particular. Dakota, she said, straight black men, straight men. That's a red flag. That's a red flag too. If you're a straight man, you're a red flag. Basically what she's saying. You're a straight man, straight black man. You're a heterosexual black man. You a red flag. Just off of the strength of your status of being straight, you a red flag. Now that's just ignorant. Now, if the shoe was on the other foot and I turned around and I was in the limelight and I said something like that, man, I would get crucified, get nailed to a cross, get stoned to death. If I walked out here and said, straight women, straight black women are red flags, just off of the strength of that, they would have been in the comments talking about who hurt you. You know, that's what they would have been saying if I said it. Who hurt you? You know what I'm saying? You can't put us all in the box. That would have been the energy if J. Cole or somebody said that. You know what I'm saying? That's what that energy would have looked like if it was one of us saying, oh, straight women are red flags. It's out the gate. No explanation needed. If I just said straight women are a red flag, they would have been like, who hurt you? Can't put us all in the box because of your bad experiences and whoopty wop and all that. Like, we not, like, come on, man. That's just ridiculous. Terenzo, yep, for sure. This madness again, because who is under attack the most? The straight black man. That's who is under attack the most. We get more of the bullets are shot in our direction than anybody else. And now we getting bullets thrown in our direction simply because we are straight and heterosexual now. You know what I'm saying? Like, just off of the strength of that, which I talked about many moons ago when I was talking about how they was like the stuff they are striving to normalize. They didn't already got it to the point where homosexuality and all that, that's like the new norm. That's like nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing now. They didn't normalize that. Then they was gonna work on pedophilia, and then it was gonna be bestiality. That was gonna be how everything went. Homosexuality was gonna become first. They was gonna normalize that, make you accept that. Then pedophilia, they still in the process of normalizing that, you know, and then bestiality. So sooner or later, you about to see pedophilia become the new norm, like it's gonna be nothing to see that, which that's already in motion. And bestiality is already in motion as well. But these things are about to be all about to become the norm, to the point where being a heterosexual is going to be abnormal. And I talked about this. I've spoken on this many a times. It is about to reach a point in our existence to where heterosexuality, you being straight, is about to be abnormal. You about to be the odd person out. Like, what you mean you never did this and that? You never tried to do something with a dog? You never tried to do something with the same sex? Like, if you be like, nah, they about to be looking at you crazy. Like, that's it. Like, they about to be looking at you crazy. Pedophilia, the homosexuality already there, pedophilia, bestiality. These are things they strive to normalize. And you could look the pedophilia and bestiality up. Like, they've been working on this for a minute. To the point where now when you are heterosexual, you're going to be the odd one out. They're going to be looking at you like you weird. Like, you're going to be weird. We going to be the weird ones. Like, oh, you heterosexual. You ain't never tried to mess with somebody 15 years younger than you. Like, that's what they about to be on. That's what they're gonna be on, man. I'm just the messenger. You know, but if you've been studying, if you've been tapped into society, you already see that it's headed in that direction. You gonna see that it's already headed in that direction. Like I've gotten a lot of flack back in the day when I was speaking on that, you know. And y'all know the tactics that they tend to use to make us accept things or try to normalize things. And that's why I don't like what Doechii just said, because that's one of the main tactics that they use. Let's go get the celebrity. Let's go get the entertainer and have them make certain statements. You know, let's put it in movies. Let's put it in shows. So when they go get these entertainers to make these statements, they working on it. Let's make heterosexuality abnormal. Let's make it weird. Let's make it odd. Let's have these entertainers speak on it. Let's have her say, "Oh man, if you heterosexual, you a red flag." Like, let's do that. Then you're gonna have more and more entertainers endorsing a certain lifestyle. And then next thing you know, it's gonna be the new norm because they brainwashing the younger generation of individuals who are following these entertainers. So they go get somebody like Doechii who has a mass influence over the younger generation. Because she's young. What, she like 28 or something? You know, so you know a lot of young boys are listening to it, young women, and she gonna influence their minds. That's how they work. So when you start seeing entertainers making these type of statements, you already know that it's a ulterior motive behind it. It's a bigger reasoning behind why they are saying it. Yeah, maybe their personal feelings, maybe, but you already know somebody is in their ear telling them, "Hey, I need you to say this." You know, if you want to maintain this celebrity status, if you want to maintain this status, then you got to get on this. You got to get on this microphone, get on this camera, and say this. You know, and if you don't say it, we're gonna strip everything from you. Y'all know how that industry works. You know, so when these people go make certain statements like that, they got people in their ear. And again, like I say, it may be some personal feelings involved, but they are definitely pushing them to put those feelings in the atmosphere, especially if it can set us back. If it can set the black man back, go make that statement. Go first, go add on to the division. Go do it. All that is doing is adding on to the dysfunction and the division. That's why I said that's an ignorant statement. And I never support anything or anybody that's on that type of time. I'm not supporting that. That's garbage. Like, you shouldn't make statements like that. You just shouldn't do it. Now, Tony, for sure. They are the originators of weird fetishes. Oh yeah, Dre and Mike, for sure. You know, I'm gonna be abnormal. I'm already used to being the black sheep, the odd one out. So I'm good. Anything, hey, I'm great. I will definitely continue to be abnormal, odd, weird, strange, all that toxic. You know, when you a heterosexual black man, you automatically get labeled toxic nowadays also. So I'll be toxic as well. Like, I'll be all of that. I have no problem getting called all of these names. I've been called worse. You know, so I'm good. Toxic masculinity. You know, when you're a straight black man and you let people know that, you're toxic. But every other group of people can let you know how they live it. You know what I'm saying? But when we come out and have pride in being straight and heterosexual, now all of a sudden we must be hiding something. Like, nah, everybody else can let you know they got this pride and all this. We got pride in being straight black men. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You know, again, it's when we start speaking up and we start promoting our lifestyle that now it gets viewed in a negative light. But when everybody else does it, guess what they call it? Oh, they have courage. Oh, it takes courage to come out and say this and that. No, it doesn't. It's 2025. No, it doesn't take courage in 2025 to let the world know you are homosexual, you're trans, you're this and that, if you're bisexual, whatever. It does not take courage to do that in 2025. It doesn't. It does not. Like, it does not take courage to do that in 2025. I'm sick of hearing that. 2025 is nothing for somebody to come out and tell you they homosexual. That's a norm. Like, it doesn't take anything for somebody to come out and say that. So let's go ahead and stop putting that into the atmosphere. But when these other groups let you know how they living, courage. Oh man, that's bold. Man, that's the courageous. Then we come out, all of a sudden we hiding something. It's some insecurities going on. We gotta let y'all know that we straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, we dealing with insecurities, all that type of stuff. Airview, peace, what's happening? Terenzo, social engineering for sure, 1000%. Right, man, I'm trying to tell you, don't have kids is a red flag, man. You speak highly of women, red flag. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't do you hate the women, red flag. You love the women, red flag. You in between with the women, red flag. You got no kids, red flag. You got one kid, red flag. You got 16 kids. That ain't a red flag. That's a green flag. You good to go. You know, so it's that this world is crazy. Nah, Dread, Mike, if you got too many kids, you good to roll, apparently. If you got too many kids, this is what's not a red flag. If you're a brother and you got too many kids, you been in jail for more than 10, 15 years, maybe. Let me see. What else? You still gang banging at like 45. Let me see. You ain't got no job. You don't take care of your health. All that type of good stuff. Those are not red flags. Yeah, those are not red flags, apparently. You 50 and you still rapping about gang banging. On top of being a gang banger, you good to go. You know, these are things that's not red flags right there. You know, you have no vision for yourself in your life. That's not a red flag. That's not a red flag. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it going. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some things. What else are not red flags? What else are green flags? I think I touched on a lot. But those things that I just mentioned are not red flags. You have some of that stuff going for you, good to roll. You might make it. Oh yeah, if you still locked up, you at the top. If you still locked up, you are you a hot commodity. You a high commodity if you still locked up as a man or if you just got out. Hot commodity. Hot commodity. Yeah, if you read books, Sun Goddess, what's happening? If you read books, red flag for sure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you read books that no. You would tell what you reading for. You want to tell, you take care of your health, you work out, you go to the gym, red flag. You probably in there flirting. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't win. You can't win. Unless, like I say, you might have been locked up. You know, hey, you still in there, you just got out, you might be good. You might be good. But the brother, hey man, it's hard. It's hard out here, man. That's why I don't like when that type of energy gets put out. Sun Goddess, she basically said heterosexual black man is a red flag. Just off of the strength of us being straight and a man, we are a red flag just because of that status. And that's an irresponsible statement. It's like, again, everybody had their experiences, but when you got a large following and a certain status, you got to watch the energy that you put into the atmosphere because you may have younger generation of women looking up to you, following you, and accepting everything you say as law. So when you have that type of power, man, you just can't be putting certain energy into the atmosphere. That's the type of energy that you can't be putting into the atmosphere, man. Sun Goddess, man, it was some little show or whatever. That I don't even know if that was like a show, but they was playing some type of game and they was trying to guess her red flag or whatever. Something the lady that she was sitting across from was trying to like guess her red flag, like her number one red flag, and it was that. Like I don't know what that show was or what the podcast or whatever was, but that's why she said it. It looked like it was some type of game here. Oh yeah, hey, rest it. Heterophobia. That's it. Man, why I ain't think of that? That's it. That's what that is. That's what that is. Like for real. Leave me alone. Like, why you even have to bring that up, man? You know, us straight men was chilling. We was chilling. Why you had to go ahead and say we was a red flag? Now you done woke some of us up. I was out here minding my business being a green flag, and now you had to go and tell the world I'm a red flag. So now we got to come out here and let the world know that we not red flags. That's ridiculous. I wish somebody would come up to me off of the strength of what she said and be like, Doechii said you a red flag. Man, I'm gonna go off. Air view, I'm assuming. Like I'm assuming, you know, because she's bisexual, so I'm going to assume that she also likes. I'm going to assume. Now I did hear something about I didn't confirm this, validate it, or fact check it. I just saw one of her fans mention that one of her previous relationships ended because she was dating a straight guy and he ended up cheating on her with another guy. So I'm guessing that's why she had that, she developed this perception. But again, I didn't confirm that nor fact check that. But we got to chill out with that. I don't even care if that's the experience, man. Don't go ahead and say we are red flags because of that. It probably was plenty of, listen, you probably ignored plenty of, you know what I'm saying, flags that was right in your face with that was letting you know that dude was on that type of time. I didn't heard, listen, I have heard plenty of women describe a dude that they was talking to, and everything that they describing to me, I'm like, dude is not straight. You know what I'm saying? I've had women describe a dude to me and they swore up and down that he was not bisexual, homosexual, whatever. They would swear up and down to me that he was not that, and they described dude to me, and I'm like, what? The description alone, I'm like, nah, dude, you might want to watch, buddy. So I have watched women think a dude is straight, and he's just not. Like, the optics will tell you alone that he's not that. I done seen women, plenty of women, be in denial about a guy that they are talking to, just not wanting to believe it. And everybody else around them looking at him like, man, dude ain't right. Dude ain't straight. You know what I'm saying? So I done had plenty of situations like that to where a chick could be describing a dude to me, and I'd be like, before I even know who dude is, I'm like, is he, you know what I'm saying? Is he homosexual? They be like, nah. And I'm like, man, do you hear this description? They start talking about the way that he dressed, the way that he be talking, just stuff that he be doing, mannerisms. And I'm like, nah, man, he in the mirror more than you, and you don't see that as a problem? Like, what is we doing? Yeah, my dude, I be talking to dude, and he be in the mirror longer than me. That's not a red flag. Like, what is we on? Like, you not paying attention to that? Man, I don't be in the mirror more than, I ain't never been in the mirror more than any woman I've talked to. Never. Man, I don't even, what am I in the mirror that long for? MT, she said heterosexual men are red flags. Straight men. The straight black man is a red flag. And that's just it. Like, that's just a statement. That's what was made. It wasn't no massive elaboration that went along with it. Straight men, heterosexual men, red flag. It's out the gate. You know what I'm saying? But then brainwash a bunch of young women now, because that's what she done put into the atmosphere. And now they about to roll with it. Beast by Bless. What's happening? Oh yeah, son got, I was just speaking on that. And again, man, I know plenty. See, another thing about that, I know plenty of dudes. I know, and the crazy part about, I know plenty of dudes that done had situations like that. You know, I got some people I know that was talking to some young ladies, and the young ladies ended up cheating on them with another young lady. And next thing you know, she full blown lesbian. But my brother didn't say, oh, a straight woman is a red flag. Like, nope. It was stuff that he just overlooked, that if he would have been paying more attention to, would have realized that this is the type of time she was going to be on regardless. You know, paying attention to people get us a long way in life. I don't know why people just don't pay attention. If you simply pay attention, just start paying attention to people, you will be able to identify these things and catch these things before they happen. People be so caught up in a bunch of other nonsense, man, that we overlook what's right in front of us. Like if you talking to a dude, man, and you think he's straight, but he's really not. If you paying attention, there's no way that you miss that. There's no way. There's no way that you missed that. I'm promising you. There's no way that you missed that. No way. There's no way. You're not paying attention, and you're not listening to people that's around you. You're not accepting things that's around you. You're not accepting it. You know, but there's no way you miss that type of stuff if you observe, if you pay attention, if you examine, if you listen. Because for one, you got people around you that's going to put you on game. You know what I'm saying? You got people around you that's going to tell you what's up. Like, hey, man, don't know, man. Like, Don't no man do that. Now, if you choose to listen to that or not, that's on you. You know, but when you got men in your life and you got like actual men telling you this stuff that you describing about this guy you talking to, and they telling you like, look, man, men don't really operate like that. You might want to take heed to that, fam, and really examine this dude that you talking to. Like, we got to start paying attention. Stop being blinded by whatever you are blinded by. Pay attention to the person that you are entertaining. Like, you stop overlooking small details. Stop doing it. Ray, oh yeah, they definitely want that. Hey, shout out to K Dot. Yeah, they definitely on that type of time. Kenyatta for sure. Hey, Sylvetta, peace. What's happening? What's the word? Kinger, they definitely on that type of time now, but hey, like, again, don't throw shots. See, this is another thing, you know. And what's funny, here's a funny thing that this is what I find hilarious, and I pointed this out on the last stream. But again, it's the hypocrisy, right? Hypocrisy. I'm gonna bring up that same scenario when y'all just saw the old black dude that got shot and killed by the white girlfriend that was cleaning the gun. Y'all seen how y'all seen how they were going in on my man's. Hold on, let me see it. Jersey, peace. What's happening? But we gonna point out some hypocrisy and things like that. Now with dude was bashing black women, right? He was bashing black women because his preference was white women. Okay, bashing black women, going in on the brothers too. He just going in. So the sisters was like, hey, you can deal with white chicks, you can prefer white women, but you don't have to tear us down in the process. This is what I'm saying about Doechii. Same situation. You can prefer to deal with a certain type of brother, but you don't have to throw shots at the straight man. Like, what you have to do that for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you have to call us a red flag for? If you prefer, I don't know, if you prefer bisexual men to date and fool with or with whatever, why throw us under the bus? Same thing y'all was saying with dudes, man. If you fool with white women because you may have had bad experiences with the sisters, I don't know. Whatever caused you to view black women in that light, something caused it. Something caused you to view women that look like you in that negative light. Something caused it. But wasn't nobody trying to get to the bottom of why he may have felt that way. They was just like, man, you ain't got to tear us down for your preference. So we got to give Doechii the same energy. We got to give her the same energy. You don't have to throw shots at the straight man. Straight up. You ain't got to do that. That's unnecessary. Like, what's the point of calling us a red flag? Like, what? How do you benefit from that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the point of saying straight men are red flags? What's the point? Somebody give me a point. Like, what does that do? Besides set us back and have people that fool with her view us in a negative light for no reason. Like, what does that do? How is that productive for the advancement of society, of black society? Like, how is that? Jersey and Valeria, I'm assuming I said that right. Doechii basically said that heterosexual men are red flags. Not basically, that's like really legitimately what she said. Like, a straight man is a red flag. So this is not like she said this. This is not something that I'm paraphrasing. Like, this is what she said, and this is what she meant, you know. And like I said, I feel like that's irresponsible energy to put out into the atmosphere. Like, you can't do that when you got a bunch of people that's looking up to you that will accept your word as law. I feel like that's just irresponsible energy. You know, when you got a lot of eyes on you and it's some young eyes, you got to be very mindful of what you say. You know, if I'm in a spotlight and I know I got a lot of young brothers tapping into me, I'm not about to speak negatively. I'm not about to trash straight black women. I'm not going to do that. You know, when I know I got the young bulls tapping in, it's got to be some different energy going into the atmosphere. I'm not about to be bashing women. I'm not gonna do that. That's irresponsible. I don't care what my experiences have been and all that. I'm not gonna do that. When I know I got the young bulls, I got 4.5 million people tapped into me, and I know it's some young bulls that's looking up to my words and my guidance and my wisdom, whatever. I'm not about to put that energy into the atmosphere. No, irresponsible, irresponsible energy, because these people have a bigger influence than folks like to admit. Like we want to act like, man, these we not for you. You can't force your kid to like you can't. They can't force these kids to do this music. I be listening to such and such, and I don't act like man, y'all don't understand how influence works. You know, y'all do not understand how persuasion works. Like y'all don't understand these tactics. Everybody want to talk about, you know, if you've ever taken like a philosophy class or just you a deep thinker, like you've had conversations about free will and things along those lines. Like we not like that's a complex conversation, but I'm going to tell people out the gate we not as free as we think, you know. And this ain't got anything to do with some external source controlling us, because I definitely don't believe that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, we don't move as freely as we like to think. See, that's part of the trick. That's part of the illusion. You know, they present everything to us to make it appear like we have this free will 100% of the time, but we don't. Trying to tell you, when you start studying the mind, the subconscious mind, conscious mind, superconscious mind, all that, you're gonna understand what I'm telling you. Like we don't have as we don't move as freely as we would like to think. You know, we creatures of habit, first and foremost. You know, so a lot of times, man, we program, and unfortunately, this programming, this conditioning starts at birth. So when you get to a certain point in your life, you respond or react to things automatically based on your programming and your conditioning that stems back to your childhood. And a lot of times you don't have control over that, man. You going through motions, you reacting and responding off of your programming. You know, and you some of the stuff you doing, you don't even understand why you do it now and why you think it. It's programming. And it takes a lot to reprogram or deprogram yourself and install a new program. It takes a lot. That's why it's hard for folks to lose weight. That's why it's hard for folks to put on muscle. You know what I'm saying? That's why certain things are hard to do, because you got to break the conditioning. And some people do not break the condition. It's a select few that break the conditioning and actually fully transform their lives, because we are creatures of habits, man. You know, so that's why it's better to start on things. It's better to instill great habits or positive habits in children, the young bulls. Like that's the best time to plant those seeds, man, because it's that much harder, man. When you get 30, 35, 40, and you trying to reverse some habits, it is complicated, because you got 30, 35, 40, 45 years of conditioning to try to break, man. That's hard. That's hard, fam. So that's why you got to start on them young, man. The younger, the better. You know, they say the young people had that impressionable mind. You know, that's why they market a lot of things to the young boys and to the young mind. Oh man, Jersey, you about to, boy, we woo. I might this is perfect, man. I want to leave this comment on the screen, man. This is wonderful, because Jersey, you could have taken another route in regard to responding to what I'm saying as a fan of it, especially as a black teen. You could have taken the title of this video and what I'm saying, and you being a fan as a young black teen girl, and you could have responded very differently. This response makes me proud, man. There is hope in society, man. There is hope in society. Jersey, you giving me hope. Jersey, give me. I'm gonna have to leave that on the screen, man. That comment right there gives me some hope. You know, because I've dealt with some fan bases over the years of artists to where when you speaking logically, man, they attack you. You know, you get attacked. I done been attacked by the Beehive. I done been attacked by the Barbies. I have been attacked by all of the fan bases of these female artists that be putting out whatever they putting out. I have been attacked. Like I have been attacked, fam. Like Beyonce group tore me up one time, fam. I ain't all, like, man, I ain't have enough ammunition to fight them off. They came at me. I almost got, I think it was like Trick Daddy said something about Beyonce not being able to sing or something, and I like agree with it. Like I don't think she's, you know, I don't think her vocal ability as far as singing is top 5 at all. You know what I'm saying? And I was agreeing with it. Boy, they can't. My goodness, they might be still commenting on that video. They might be still commenting on that video, man. That was crazy. You know, so when these fan bases, man, I appreciate when somebody can look at something objectively, being a fan of a person, because I feel like I do that a lot. You know, with some of the people I'm fans of, I'm not a fan of all of their ways and actions, man. So when you be able to look at things objectively, that makes me proud instead of getting emotional. And especially the fact that you're young, man, that's just great. Jersey, we appreciate that, man. Your future is bright. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna give you some people to go look up. I'm gonna give you some women to go look up. Go look up Cyrock. Go look up Jean Grey. Go look up Shay Noir. Go listen to Rhapsody. You know, I'm gonna give you some options. You ain't just gotta discard Doechii. I'm gonna give you some I'm gonna give you some artists to look up. Go listen to Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? This is who you go listen to. Bahamadia. You know, go listen to some old Queen Latifah. You get plenty of women out here that you can go listen to. There's plenty of women that you can go listen to out here. And I missed a bunch of them. You know, I just named some ones that's off Narubi's. What's her name? Hold on. I gotta get her name. I think it's Narubi Salah. Hold up. Let me make sure I got her name. Yeah, Narubi Salah. That's another one. So there you go. I'm gonna give you some. Yeah, Rod Digger for sure. Y'all already know. Rod Digger most definitely. You know, we gonna give you some female artists if you're not already tapped in and hip to. Being a black teen girl, I'm not just gonna go bash Doechii and then don't give you anything to replace her with. I'm gonna give you some artists to replace her with for sure. You know, definitely go tap into who I just said, if the ones you don't know. Yeah, Sade, there we go. Come on, Jersey, there we go, man. She making us proud, man. Making us proud. This is wonderful. TJ for sure. Yep, exactly. Pushing that agenda. And then we gotta jump in and defend it. You know, because when we don't say anything, see, this is the problem. We live in a society now. It used to be, oh, hit dogs holler, things like that. No, nowadays we actually have to come out and say things and respond to things because we got to neutralize that energy. If we don't come and do this, then that energy will become the most dominant. And this is that will be what people see. So when people say these things and make these type of comments, man, we gotta let folks know that we heard what was said, and we're gonna come out, we're gonna neutralize that energy. So we gotta respond to things like that, to statements like that. We gotta let them know, nah, you ain't gonna be able to say that. We gotta treat these people like all these other communities do. When you talk about, like when I said something about Beyonce and her fan base came and attacked me, that's how we gotta do it. When you say something about straight men, straight black men, we got to come out and we gotta let them know you're not gonna say that. No, you ain't gonna say that. If you do, then this is what you're gonna get met with. So we got to start putting pressure on folks when they make statements. We got to start doing that. You know, so I'm not gonna be silent when somebody, if I'm affiliated with a certain group and you come at that group, it's 2025. I gotta neutralize that energy. I gotta let you know I heard you. And it's not you. If you say something about us, you're gonna get met with this every time. So think wisely. Think wisely before you say certain things about certain groups. Every other group, like you say something about Jews, that's like that's the boogeyman right there. You mentioned you. Everybody afraid to say Jews on the platform because they know what's gonna come with that. Black men, we gotta have that same type of fear attached to speaking ill about us. We don't have it. You know, people feel like they can get on here and say anything about black men, and they doing it. You know, we got to instill that fear. Like you say something about black men, all right, this was about to happen to you. We think you ain't gonna live to see the end of that. You know, so we have got to start operating and moving like that, just like that, like all these other groups. We got to start doing it. It should be a crime. It should be a crime to speak ill of black men. Black women and black women too, straight black women. That's what I'm on. I'm protecting them. You know what I'm saying? When y'all on all that other stuff, man, for real. Thunder, where you at? Thunder, peace. What's happening? Oh yeah, Thunder. Yep, and that's the comment that we speaking on. Leo, what's happening? Yeah, Mike, for sure. And the division is killing that. Like that division has been killing us for a minute, as a people, so we gotta the division is tearing us up. Like the division is tearing us up, man. That division is tearing us up on both sides. We can't unify behind anything. And all these other groups that sit back and laugh. Like we do not know how to find common ground with anything. Like for real. UWA for sure. That we get, man, we getting destroyed. Like black men, like to be for real, we getting destroyed. And then, man, random stuff happen that don't make us look any better, like Umar. You know what I'm saying? Like Umar out here getting put on blast by his daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff sets us back. Like, come on, Umar. You know what I'm saying? You are out here black queens forever and black queens this and that. And now you got your daughter out here talking about you basically been a deadbeat. She been trying to reach out to you. Like, come on, Umar. Damn. And the funny thing about that is, man, I don't see that. Like, I can see that being true because I've witnessed brothers firsthand prioritize the revolution or whatever. Prioritize that over their own family. Like I've seen that. I've seen brothers neglect their kids to be out here on the camera. Like I've seen that, man, to be out here on the front lines with the fist up, with the flag up, neglecting their sons, neglecting their daughters. I've seen that firsthand, so that does not surprise me. You all at these rallies talking about how much you adore women and adore the babies and wooty woo, and you neglecting your own. Like I've seen that firsthand, so that does not surprise me. So I'm like, man, we gotta chill on. We can't be moving like that. You got to make sure home is solidified first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you have to do. Now you can't be out here neglecting your babies, man. You trying to save the black, you know what I'm saying? The black population. Like, nah, that starts with the crib. It starts at the crib. First, it starts with yourself. Then it starts with the people around you, your crib, your immediate fam. Like that's where you start. You got to master that element first, fam. So I don't let the brothers off the hook. I don't let anybody off the hook. So anybody can get it when you move and foul amongst the community. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm for the community. So anything that's a foul act in the community, man, we got to call it out, fam. So Umar getting put on blast by his daughter, like that's wild, man. We don't advocate that. We don't advocate that, man. We don't advocate that. Like straight up. I don't come from that. Like I don't see that. Like the men in my life, man, they take care of the kids. No matter the relationship with the, you know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter. Taking care of the kids. Like I may not like you, but I'm not neglecting the kids now. Like we gonna take care of the kids to the best of our abilities, man. Like we gonna put forth that effort to take care of the babies. We neglecting being a deadbeat ain't the way. That ain't it. That ain't the move. That ain't the move, man. Tony for sure. Malcolm X said it. Who taught you to hate yourself? You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X, y'all know the popular Malcolm X speech. Y'all know what it is. Man, y'all know I see people, man. I got people talking crazy on this thing. Yeah, I made a post about Umar and somebody talking crazy on the post. I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? We don't play that. Folks be talking wild, but hold on. Jersey for sure. Yeah, man, for sure. Hey, Jersey, that's how you gotta do it. I'm gonna take y'all back, which I've spoken on this, but when I first was coming into knowledge of self, man, when I was getting all this knowledge, when I started to just really transform my life, like mentally, I let a lot of music go. Like for real, a lot of music I grew up being a fan of, a lot of artists I grew up being fans of. Like I let a lot of music go. I literally was only listening to music that had a message in it, or I play like some instrumental, like some jazz or something like that. Like I was playing positive music, music that was making me think and learn, or just like jazz or a little R&B or whatever, But I had to let go of a lot of music, and I'm actually getting back to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like the music, I've always been if a music got a message type of guy, but from time to time I play a little toxic music, man. But I'm getting back into the element of like, man, I can't even listen to that again. So for sure, like the music that you listen to definitely impacts you. And that's what's funny. In that same clip where Doechii said straight men are red flags, he also said bad music taste is a red flag. I found that funny. So you were straight. Oh man, you straight and you male, you're red flag, and bad music taste is a red flag. Interesting. Interesting statement. I'm not gonna necessarily say bad music taste is a red flag, but I can tell some things about you from your music taste. So I'm not gonna necessarily say red flag, but it's some things that I will observe and maybe ask you if I see that you gravitate toward, like based on your music taste. Like if I just see you a chick and all you listening to is Boosie and Gotti and you ain't listening to anything else, man, I got some questions and concerns. Like, why is this all you listening to? Like, I'm confused now. So if you sprinkle that in from time to time, amongst other things, all right, I might reach a different conclusion. But if this is all you listening to, even when you chilling, more than likely I might not, but I'm gonna have some questions. Oh yeah, man, Andy Reed, my goodness. Angie Stone, hey, R.I.P. to Angie Stone, man. Florida for sure. Jilly from Philly, Jilly from the block, Jill Scott, all that. Man, we could be naming these female artists for a minute. Selena Johnson, man, I can name some underrated joints. Vivian Green, you know what I'm saying? Like I started naming some underrated women that be making that music, man. But hey, it's some women out here, man. You could tap in. You could tap in. There's a lot of women out here, man, that put out some music that's not off the wall. Now again, time and place for everything. There may be a time and place for that off the wall music. But when you're chilling, I would assume that that's not the type of music that you would like to listen to in your spare time when you chill. But yeah, RIP to Angie Stone. That Angie Stone situation was kind of weird. How you the only one? How she the only one that died in that situation? That's why, I mean, I know stranger things have happened in life, but that was wild. It's some dots to connect with that whole situation. You the only one in that van that didn't make it out. And I don't even think anybody else had any like major injury attached to him. Like I think he's the only one that didn't make it out. Crazy. Y'all can call me a conspiracy theorist if y'all want, but I find that to be quite strange. Quite strange. She the only one. Angie Stone, the only one that ain't survived. Okay, all right. But I gotta look further into that situation. There's some dots I have connected already, but I don't want to speak on that. But yeah, it was something to that one for sure. Now I know people cannot survive accidents, and other people can survive. This happens, but something about that, I feel like it's something deeper going on with that situation. But again, we get called conspiracy theorists when we start putting that type of energy in the atmosphere, which I really don't care about. Again, like I said, I've been called worse things in life. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm trying to tell you, man. Hey, go on a toxic music fast. Go 7 days without listening to any music that's like toxic, that just got a bad message attached to. First of all, when you do that, depending on who you are, you're gonna see how hard that actually is. That's almost like, you know, when I first went vegan and I didn't realize how much dairy they put into a lot of items. You know, so I'm like, dang, I'm reading the back, contains milk, contains, like you was just starting to see all of that stuff in these products that you didn't think had it in it. You was like, oh, I'm about to go vegan, I can eat this and that. Then you read in the back of it, and it like contains milk. He's like, hold on, wait a minute. It was that much more complicated. So you do the same thing with music. You know, I've told people to do that with music, and I've told people to do that with language. Try not to go 7 days without complaining. Go 7 days without using any type of foul language, curse words, all of that. Try to, so 7 days without using foul language, 7 days without complaining, just put any type of negative thought into the atmosphere, just uttering anything negative. I'm telling y'all, that's harder than y'all think. We so programmed, we don't be understanding how negative we are. We don't even understand how much negativity we consume until you make a conscious effort not to do it. I'm telling you, try to go 7 days by putting nothing but positivity in your mind. You can't watch nothing but positive videos on the tube, listen to positive music. You can only put positive thoughts in the atmosphere. You can only put positive words into the atmosphere. I bet you 7 days of that is going to be complicated for most people. I promise you. Especially, like I say, when you add complaining and all that type of stuff, that's harder than y'all think. A lot of people have tried and many have failed to do exactly what I'm saying. 7 days. It's going to be hard to make it 1 day. Like, we don't understand how negative we actually are. Like, we don't be understanding that, like I said, until you consciously try to change it. That's when you realize, like, dag, I'm negative. Like, dag, I curse a lot. You know, when somebody pointed that out to me, and they was just like, man, you need to tighten up your language. Like, man, you curse a lot. And I was like, man, I don't be cursing like that. And when they brought that to my attention and I actually was striving to watch my language, I was like, man, every other word. I'm like, dang, yeah, I gotta chill. But I wasn't mindful. It was automatic. I was conditioned at that point. So I didn't realize how much I was doing it. It was unconscious. It was automatic. So I didn't put any thought behind it. It was a part of me, you know, until somebody called it out and I actually was paying attention. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, sheesh. I'm like, man, I can't even complete a sentence without inserting a curse word. That was, and when I realized that, I was like, nah, we got to work on that. That's bad. That's terrible. It's a lot of other words I can use, fam, like for real. And so once I realized that, I started working on it to the point now where I have control over it. You know, y'all see me plenty of streams I get on here and I do not utter one curse word. So y'all would think that I never curse. But back in the day, I used to curse more than a sailor. You know what I'm saying? So I worked on that. This was conscious effort due to somebody pointing that out to me. And I listened instead of getting defensive, instead of saying, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to talk. I listened. I was like, man, you know what? If this brother came across me and he felt some type of way about the energy I'm putting out, then there's probably a bunch of people that they can't really tap in because, you know, I'm affecting them by the way that I'm communicating. So I worked on it. That's how you grow. You know, somebody gives you some constructive criticism, and instead of you getting offended, you take it in, you internalize it, and you observe yourself, and you make changes accordingly. That's all I did. That's all I did, man. I ain't get emotional. I listen to my brother. I'm like, man, I trust my brother. He not gonna point something out to me that's gonna destroy me. He gonna point something out to me that's gonna help me elevate. So once I accepted that, understood that, I'm listening. I'm tapped in, man. I trust you, bro. The underscore, man. That's exactly the stuff I was doing, man. And like I said, that was hard. You know how many times I had to start over? Plenty of times, man. That was harder than I thought. That was hard. It was harder than I thought, man. I'm like, man, I just complaining, just negative thought after negative thought, like it was all bad. Kingra, man, yeah, that Dave East and that Ransom, that's my joint. The final call, yeah, for sure. Ransom is like top 5 out currently. Like, dude is that dude. Like, that's some real music, man. Like, he be giving us grown man bars, man, for sure. That's my guy. That's my guy. And I never thought like I said in the post, I never thought I'd be saying, man, Meek Mill got one of the best verses that touched me for it. Look, in a minute. That little verse he did on that Proud of Me song is, man, hey, that must have been on repeat. But yeah, that Dave East and Ransom for sure, man. Y'all know Ransom and Dave East, those are my guys. But Ransom for sure. MC Music has all type of spells, man. All type of spells. Music, words we speak, the words we write down, the thoughts we think, all of this, man, in combination. So just imagine if you listening to toxic music, you're thinking toxic thoughts, you're eating toxic food, you having toxic conversations with other people, you jotting toxic thoughts down in the journal, like, man, you doomed. You watching toxic videos on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, like you stand no chance. And that's what a lot of people are doing. Everything they entertain, everything they consume is toxic, is negative. That's horrible. And then you got to go into a job that you hate, so that's more toxicity. Like, man, we doomed. We doomed. You stand no chance when that's all you consume. Toxicity, toxic energy. It's gonna be hard for you to evolve. It's gonna be hard for you to elevate. It's just gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard for you to shift and transform. Because everything, like I said, everything you consume it, toxic, negative, destructive. As my man Tony hit, garbage in, garbage out for sure. Garbage in, garbage out. That's exactly what they own. MT, yeah, I saw that. Which I found that to be. I still find it to be very odd. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure some more are gonna come out there. Like I say, I don't close the door on a lot of possibilities when certain things happen. I just don't close the door, man. I open myself up to all possibilities and scenarios because it's a tricky world we live in. A lot of mischievous things go on within this world that we live in, and a lot of these things we never get the full details of what actually transpired because they got to keep a lot of things hidden from public view. You know what I'm saying? Elijah, appreciate that cash app. So it's a lot of things that be going on that we don't get all the full details of. We get the details that they want us to get, or they tamper with the details to make it appear a certain type of way. Cover up, all this type of stuff be going on. You know what they say, believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. So I analyze and examine everything with a critical eye, critical mind. So I have a hard time accepting something that's told to me, especially the first time on face value. I always feel like things are deeper than what's being told to me. And that encourages me to investigate. So I'm always in investigation mode. Especially nowadays with the media, with the news, man. I don't trust a lot of these outlets, man. I don't trust a lot of so I'm always critical of things I'm coming across, because that thing it had to get filtered down. Like it was a filtration process before this article was able to make it to the public. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a filtration process that went down. Like, nah, we can't put that in there. Nah, we gotta nope. Don't put this information out there. Like that's what be happening. Like especially in 2025, man, it's hard to trust things. You got to dig deep to really get to the bottom of a lot of things that be going on around here, man, because you never know. Like you never know what be serious. You never know what actually didn't happen. Like you don't be knowing the full story. Like, man, it's a lot that be going on in 2025. As far as like when you get stories, man, when things happen, like you be having to like really tap in to get the full scope of meaning. So it's really real in the field, man. So I don't be accepting a lot of things on face value at all. But yeah, y'all, man, with that being said, man, I got to make my moves, man. I got some festivities to attend today. So I don't have as long to chop it up with you all, man. But I appreciate all of y'all tapping in with me and time and chiming in in this particular chat and in this stream or on this stream. So it's been a nice build, man. Hopefully y'all gather some jewels from this conversation. If you missed the conversation, rewind it back, play it from the beginning. You know, that's when I really tapped in and let y'all know what she actually said and let y'all know my input on what was said. You know, but with that being said, man, I'm out, man. I'm gonna let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday, the rest of y'all weekend, man, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. You know, I'm out, man. I'll see y'all next Sunday as far as another stream go, man. Y'all be easy. Peace.